Hello, the internet, Saffron here, going back into a summer with the Shiba Inu. And now we're back in the... why are you... I don't want auto. Stop it. No, I don't know what he said. I know what she said. Okay, anyway. So we're back in the arena in the past doing things and we're jumping around. I have no idea what the timeline is anymore. So we're going to see, when we get to the end of this, if it makes any bloody sense. So anyway, so shit. I didn't want to believe it, but it seemed prod dogs only have brown on their side. Wait, okay, hold on. Show log. What did I miss? Okay. Oh yeah, so we're back on the island, the beach house, drafting up a rough map of the island. We've explored the location where it spotted dogs. Of course, they also have markers for where they're eliminating dogs. To the best of my knowledge, it seems that they don't care that much. They are treating this like some sort of resort or playground brawl at most. But it seems like they have brawn on their side. Okay, I thought maybe that was another thing. Okay, next. As any good dog will know, that has never been enough to go far in the historical arenas. I take a final look at the map, proud of my work. My thoughts are interrupted by knocking on the door. Tap, 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 tap. It is a knocking pattern I agreed on with IU to verify our identity whenever we enter the beach house. I should be more vigilant of my surroundings. I haven't been outside the beach house to check for activity since she went out on patrol. Even if I didn't hear anything suspicious, I should be more proactive and not treat this like some urban office. As expected, IU enters, and the first thing I notice is her flustered expression. Immediately, I am concerned. Did she have an encounter? Was she followed back here? Boss, I saw something bad. She pauses, catching her breath. Tell me everything. I straighten up, waiting for her to calm down and gather her thoughts. I saw two dogs team up and eliminate another. They were actively on the hunt and seemed very strong. I'm worried. Ah, got it. Thank dog. I thought it might have been something worse. Did they notice you? I don't think so, but I think they could track me down if they want to. They had a pretty elaborate system set up, just like us. All right then. As long as they didn't spot you, there's nothing to worry about. But like I said, they're definitely a threat. It's the first time I've seen any other coordinated teamwork on the island. Look, I know it's surprising to see some intelligent behavior for once, but don't sweat it. If we run into them, just deal with it like we planned. Well, think so lowly of the other dogs. Same way you eliminated those individual dogs? Yes, that's right. But I tell you, it's different. Like you said, I'm the boss, am I not? Do as you're told then. Yes, boss. She trots off, ears drooping. Maybe I was too harsh. I see where she's coming from. Prod dogs are usually born in families that never had higher rankings, so of course they don't know much about arenas or even know about the benefits of winning. Of course, they didn't have much cause to study the past arenas and to come up with strategies before paw. It's such a waste, because the key to becoming a good dog lies just under their noses, if only they make the effort. It might be a blessing that my parents came to the plains, which is why I ended up competing with the prod dogs. So the fact that some prod dogs happen to team up is nothing to worry about. Okay, so day 5, the day after we go on our daily scouting trip. IU is quieter than usual, and the air hangs silent without our usual playful banter. She's still worried about what she saw yesterday. I'll let her worry, I guess. It doesn't seem like there's much I can say to persuade her otherwise. I have to make the best of what I have, and currently that is IU. Plus, there are fewer dogs left now. It makes sense that the remaining opponents will be more of a threat. We can't afford to mess around like before anymore. Maybe there will finally be an actual challenge. We round a bend in the shoreline to our usual relaxing spot on the ocean rocks, and I try to cheer IU up. I hop on the rocks, reaching to her with a paw. Hey, you want to take a break? Sure, if you say so, boss. Gee, I feel bad that you call me boss when you say it in such low spirits. Good, she seems to have lightened up a little. We hop around, splashing in the water, just like any other day. Say, boss. Yeah, you? I know you said not to worry about the other dogs, but I'm kind of scared. Oh, I guess you had that on your mind. What is it exactly you're afraid of? What makes them a threat? Can you list all your reasons to me? I try to be patient, understanding. I mimic the slow, professional cadence that my mom uses when she speaks on the phone. It sounds pretty soothing to me. I don't know. They're just so scary. Why do we have to do this? She plops down on a rock, not minding that it's lightly submerged in water. I believe what you said about this being the key to having a life that a good dog deserves. I know there's more for me to experience beyond what I currently have. But is this really for me? I'm just a prod dog. With that, she covers her face in her paws. I can hear her sniffling. My patience is being tested, but I wait for her crying to subside a little before addressing her concerns. Look, all I know is that I want to go back from where I came from. When I was just born, I lived in a city full of lights. Life there is so much better, and the arena is designed so any dog can live that life. No matter your litter, the arena is a completely fair environment for everyone to get the life they deserve. It doesn't really sound like it. It's a perfect equalizing mechanism, IU. It's so easy. All you need to do is kill some dogs in the arena. Well, technically, you don't even kill them. You just destroy their pendant in a virtual world. As long as dogs do this, they can come up on top in the equalizing mechanism. That's what I want, IU. And now it's not time to be showing weakness if you want it too. I pat her shoulder. Look, I know that you still want this. And in return, I want you to trust that I can get us through the arena no matter what. We're a team. IU doesn't respond, so I grip her shoulder and shake her. It is really bad timing for my arena partner to be in such low spirits. Say it with me. We'll get through this together. We'll get through this together. That's the spirit. Yeah. All right, let's go back to the beach. We can chill some more. Take your time. I'll go in the water. Come join me. I don't really feel like it. It's fine. You don't have to. I'll be back in a bit. Yeah. Leaving her to mope, I dive into the water. The water is clear, shimmering in the light. I dive deeper, following the rock outward and away from the shore. Underwater doggy paddle, left paw, right paw, both paws? Both paws. I'm feeling boundless. Doggy paddle, water, 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 Luke! Yay, great! That felt great. I don't know what's going on. I'm going faster than the TTC back in Canine Dock. A force slams into me from above. Okay. The air is knocked out of me, and I reel under the pain, my side throbbing. I feel paws scuffling and grabbing me, inching around my neck. My mind barely pieces together the fact that this is the same dog that dived on top of me. I struggle and kick the water, twisting my torso. The dog, who I can see now is larger than me, scrambles around my neck and torso with his paws. I know exactly what he's trying to find. I drop my hind legs and kick into him, propelling myself away. However, there's a splash, and another dog dives into the water from above. This one misses me by some distance, though, since it failed to knock into me with the dive, like the first dog did. Where on earth did they come from? I didn't see any dogs on the rocks when IU and I were still there. I take the chance and propel myself upward to the surface, breaking it with a small slash. IU! IU! I waste no time barking for IU. The smaller dog bursts out of the water as well, just a few paws reach away. We both make a beeline for each other, and I take a huge swipe at her chest. She twists away, but there's a small movement I wanted to see, lured out by my feint. Her paw reaching up to shield an area of her clothes. Ha! Big mistake. She swipes at me as well, but like my first swipe, it has no real target to pinpoint. Of course, I hid my pendant well within my clothes. I know not to shield it and reveal its location unless it's at real risk of being hit. In response, I lunge in for the kill. I have you! My paws connect with something hard under her shirt. Shatter! Bingo! Boss! Boss! Just in time, I see IU up on the ledge, looking down at us. When I was fighting the smaller Shiba Inu, the larger dog that I initially escaped from seems to have retreated. I see no sign of him. Probably a good choice, as he obviously saw that his companion had been eliminated. I wave up to IU. Hey, how's it going? Are you alright? Yeah, I'm good. Just had a little water fight with some new friends. I'll be right up. IU, watch out! And of course, the other dog snuck up behind her. A figure knocks into IU, and I can see that it's the first larger dog that had ambushed me. How did he even get back up there? The rocks are so steep. IU is scuffling with the dog. He's trying to pin her down, but she's putting up a good fight. Ayu, jump into the water, now! Ayu uses her hind legs to push the enemy off before rolling and twisting straight off the cliff. She lands with a splash. However, the opponent, who heard my command as well, follows suit. Great, he's taken the bait. Above water, Ayu would probably be in a sticky situation, although I have seen her fight off larger dogs. However, now it's 2 versus 1, he stands no chance. I'm certain of that. Ayu, stay under the water for as long as you can. Ayu obeys, and with that, we both dive down. Ha, it must be quite confusing for Mr. Attacker here. But he won't be around for long enough to figure us out. Following us, he dives down and lunges for Ayu. I paddle closer, but leave Ayu to her own devices as she battles one-on-one with the attacker. After a quick observation, I figure out where his pendant is located. It's not like it's a creative hiding spot. I can clearly see that it's in his jacket pocket. I still don't offer Ayu any help, despite being at a good vantage point behind the opponent's back. But I use this positioning for another reason, gesturing for her to come back up to the surface. The opponent can't see, but I know Ayu did. The reason to break the surf again is that, in the water, I don't think Ayu has enough strength to break the enemy's pendant. Our fur, combined with skinny Shiba Inu limbs, make it too difficult to get a good hit underwater. Well, I don't know, that's how I thought she broke the first one. But as Ayu and he break for air, I make my move. Shattered. And with that, it's over. Perfect timing. Ayu is as cheerful as ever. The source of her previous anxiety over the arena proved completely wrong. At least that's what I hope. It was the first time we defeated 2 dogs at once, boss. Pow! Just like that, and they were eliminated. Yeah, though I have to admit, their strategy was pretty sound. I can't believe they found that little cave in the rocks that was just slightly above water. Also, they must have been tracking us for a while and waiting for us. Yeah, they totally figured out our routine. It was amazing that you held them off for so long. It was thanks to you that we managed to get them both. I would have lost in a fair fight. You just somehow knew exactly what to do. In the moment, I had no idea who you told me to dive underwater. But I'm glad it worked out, boss. Yeah, if you took the time to question anything, nothing would have gone well in this arena. Ha! And with that, we head back to the beach house. We silently agree to stop patrolling the shore for the day. Okay, day 7. As the days pass, Ayu and I explore their other parts of the arena. We eliminate some dogs on the way, but eventually we encounter no more. After a couple more days, it seems like there are only 2 more dogs left on the island. We had spotted the 2 from afar. At what we guess is their base of operations. It's further north in the arena, closer to the original spawn point than the beach house. While they don't seem to have a structure like the beach house, we observe them often circling a set area. It's like their domain. Ayu and I decide not to venture closer until we have a sounder strategy. We refer to them as the second duo, as they are the second organized pair in the entire arena we've seen. That is, apart from Ayu and myself. That will explain why the arena's emulated reality hasn't been terminated yet. But this dog-darned island is too vast to force us into an encounter. That would mean either those 2 or the first duo had been picking off dogs. Ayu and I had eliminated a fair amount, but judging by the numbers, we could only take credit for eliminating around a third of the actual cohort. Ayu and I set up some traps and sound markers near our base. After all, the first duo had our shoreside hangout figured out, so it's fair that anyone could have found the beach house as well. Of course, it's not like me to only plan a defense. Ayu and I set out making an offensive plan too. We don't want to be caught off guard like last time. But it's good that Ayu is on higher spirits and as loyal as ever, doing anything I say without question. It's often a pair that is determined to make it till the end that do well in these early arenas. It's only Arena 5 for me, so the ranks are in batches. This means that since I am already one of the last 5 remaining dogs, we all get the same score. But of course, I still aim to survive to the end of this arena. I am very, very excited for the upcoming arena. From my understanding, starting from Arena 6, it's individual rankings that matter, meaning each dog you outlive counts. Okay, day 8. It's the day after we last confirmed the second duo's base, and Ayu and I are getting ready to shepherd them into our trap. I'm really excited to execute our plan. I can finally test out my mind in this arena. It's too risky to set up a trap right by their camp, as we could be discovered at any time. So we set it up somewhere further, which is the direction we'll herd them to. Once preparations are done, IU and I split up. She is the decoy, and I will wait for a single to proceed on my part on the strat. Oh, how very nice that she's the decoy. Well, of course, Sid is the boss. I hope everything works out as planned. Not that I don't have some contingency plans up my collar, but a number of situations could happen. Like, what if they just give birth to 2 puppies who are now their minions? It would be 2 against 4. They can just do that in the arenas? Anything could happen. I wouldn't have accounted for that in a million. I wouldn't have accounted for that in a million other scenarios. So my thoughts keep racing without any rhyme or reason. Seems like the stress of the last few days is getting to me. Really, I just want to get this over with. Though, if I don't have the discipline to be patient until the end, do I really deserve to survive? Okay, a few moments later. I'm lying behind some shrubs, waiting, loading, waiting. Finally, I hear some commotion. About time. I wonder if something delayed the window of opportunity for IU to act. But no big deal. I trust that she waited for the best timing. Sounds like the dogs are heading my way. Time for action. IU comes bounding into view. Fast on her heels are... Wait a second. These are some of the largest Shiba Inu teens I've ever seen in my life. When IU and I had observed them from afar, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But now as they run side by side with IU, I can see that they are huge. Could it be they're Akita Inus? What are Akita Inus doing here? There is a small population of Akita Inus on the island. Though often mistaken for Shiba Inus in terms of appearance, Akita Inus are much larger in terms of size. They also have their own arena bracket due to the physical difference, the top performers of which then compete with the middle tier of Shiba Inus, because there are much more of us. The Akitas are historically don't make it much further, the highest being around the 70th percentile in final rankings. I never thought I'd have to face an Akita. This completely throws off our plan. They were right at our trap. In this area of the forest, we had laid a web of tripwires to capture the enemy, while I could come in and join IU. Being the fastest dog out of the 2 of us, of course, IU was the bait. Of course, IU had the traps memorized so that she could bypass them with ease. IU and I set the traps at a height that they would trip most Shiba Inus. As it was, IU has a jump over some of them. The Akita Inus were only slightly hindered by the tripwires. Now that IU knows that things are not going according to plan, she must be waiting for my instructions. So why am I so indecisive? As if time is frozen. I'm trying to come up with solutions to win, but my train of thought keeps hitting a wall. I try to gather my thoughts, but the wall resists me. It looms up over me while I stand small underneath it. My only idea is to stall. Okay, IU, let's hope this works for the sake of you and me both. To the clearing! Terrified as IU seems, she makes a small nod. I can only watch helplessly as she dances around the 2 dogs, back into the trap zone that we now know won't work against the Akita opponents. The enemies must have heard me, but as I'm hiding in the shrubs, they don't seem to bother stopping or splitting up to find me. I had hoped for them to split up. My heart sinks. This would be a true 2-on-2. I dash out from my hiding place and give chase. Of course, I'm not gaining much distance on the 2 Akitas, as well as a physically fitter IU. IU buys me time, taking more a zigzag route, allowing me to close the distance in a straight line. One of them looks behind their shoulder, spotting me. Ah, here's another runt. Ignore it, let's get the first one. She's running towards that clearing. It'll be an easy pick. How can things turn out all right this time? Despite the fleeting but compelling thought to turn tail and run, I press on towards a clearing where IU must be already. Thank goodness the trap zone at least slowed them down. My mind is working better now after the bout of anxiety. IU and I are smaller, but we are more nimble. At the clearing, IU stares down the 2 dogs who advance on her. With no time left to waste, I run up and try to bite down on one dog's tail. Oi, you! They whip around and face me, unsure of who to tackle first. The surprise factor buys us a few seconds. I make eye contact with IU and start barking pointedly at the Akita Inu on the left. Hopefully IU understands. I want to focus on the brown-coated one first, who is the one I'm barking at. If we can whittle down the numbers, there may be hope. Got a real temper, you. The brown-coated one pounces on me, and the larger one on IU. I flatten my body and dash to the side. The dog misses. From the way they wordlessly divided their work, they have a good rapport. Take that, you! She takes another swipe at me, which I dodge again. This goes on for several times. Occasionally, glancing at IU, I see she is dodging the attacks, but the size of the enemy makes it difficult for her to find an opening to join me. How are they so bad at this? Maybe they're trying to tire us out. Or maybe it's because they do seem like brawn types after all. Let's test this. So how come Akitas like you are in our arena? Not answering that. Haha, what's the harm? We just didn't show up to our arenas. Figured it wouldn't matter. Was able to skip some of them, but one day, dogs from the ARI showed up at the door. Because a few Akita brackets had already progressed pretty far, they had to put us with the Shibas. They circle around us. My legs are starting to feel sore. I know I can't keep this up for much longer. I have an idea! I yap at IU, dashing back towards the trap arena. Untying one of the tripwire, I duck and hide. IU rounds the trees, the two in pursuit. The white one lags slightly behind. I take the chance. I run out, quickly circling around the dog and pulling the wire around her. She yaps but falls on her side, her limbs all tangled up. I jump at her and attack her torso. I claw and scrape her body as if I'm digging a hole in the ground. I just grazed something solid. I hope it's her pendant. What could have been a clean hit only missed because she twisted her body in the other direction. Haha, you missed. Well, now I know I had been aiming at the correct spot. She didn't have to announce that. I would have hit her pendant. However, she starts wiggling in the binding, and I don't have time to spare. Ugh! I don't have the strength to hold her, and she kicks off the wires. You're not gonna catch me! She gleefully leaps upright, but tumbles to the ground again. IU had circled back, and is biting the enemy's tail with all her might, holding her briefly in place. Now's my chance! Shattered! Yes! Only one left to go. Where is he, though? Did IU give him the slip? But now it's 2 versus 1. I have just the plan to take him down. IU, behind you! I wince as he pounces straight for IU. Thankfully, IU dodges him. No time to waste. I yank at another tripwire, but the knot is tight. Sid, help! I glance over. IU's tail is pinned by the other dog. She struggles in vain, but only succeeds in yanking on her own tail. I don't have time. I stay put, ignoring IU's yelps. God, I just need the tripwire to come free. After a couple more moments, I untie the knot. I run towards the dog just as he takes a fatal swipe at IU. Ah, her pendant shadowed. She locks eyes with me as she dissolves. There's so much pain in her expression. It is the face of realizing that I didn't come back for her on purpose. It's too late for her. It's too late for me to have any regrets. And with that, I trip up the other dog and wrap the wire around his legs. Now! Okay, now we're back at the present day. Okay. I knew I should have wandered down a deserted alley, even if it was a shortcut to the... Wait, what? The island denizens are so unkind to me, one of their own. Will I be able to survive this arena again? I feel ashamed to face Okay, so you found him and is challenging him now? Is that what I'm getting? It's another re-challenge? I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out next time. They're kind of missing some story beats here. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, ring that bell, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all later.